Ginseng is said to help people with cancer, heart disease, diabetes, impotence, infertility, fatigue, depression, stress, anxiety, longevity, brain health, and more. And I've been offered ginseng from anywhere from $10 a pound to over $100,000 per pound. I was in Singapore, and Singapore is where they filmed the movie Crazy Rich Asians. So there's a lot of rich Asians in that town. And there I saw a ginseng root that was going for about a little bit less than I had to do the calculation because Singapore dollars are different than US dollars. But my read is that the root was $80,000. And if you took the price per pound, it would have been well over $100,000 US. So basically, $10 a pound to $100,000 a pound. Is it worth it? If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and be sure to hit the alert button to be notified of new videos each week. So ginseng is one of the herbs that everybody's heard of ginseng. People in school, people on the golf course, people on the basketball court, people in the executive suite, people on the factory lines. Everybody's heard of ginseng. Why? Because people perceive it as something that will help their energy, and almost everybody wants more energy. So, ginseng has almost always worked for me and my patients. But then again, I've been using ginseng for over 35 years, and I've really studied it. I've been met with the growers of ginseng. I've met with the people who process ginseng. I meet with the people who sell ginseng. It's just a fascinating ingredient, but there's things that you really have to know about. So we're going to be talking about that in today's podcast. So, by the way, I just want to say that we're looking for subscribers, so it really helps us if you could hit the subscribe button. And also, as we're building out this channel, we're looking for feedback. So let us know in the comments below, how you're liking this, and if you'd like to see more specifically on single herbs and how they're used. So anyway, so quality, we have a vast variety, $10 versus $100,000. The other issue in ginseng is you can get ginseng in pills, you can get ginseng in powders, you can get ginseng in teas, tinctures, other liquids like sticks. And as a matter of fact, in the 80s, there was a product called Renshen Fengwenjang, and it basically consisted of ginseng and royal jelly. It was sold in little ampules, and it wasn't very well marketed or sold, but they were available. And so there's all types of different ways of using ginseng, and it really depends upon the quality of the ginseng to tell you, which is best. We'll be talking about more tips as we discuss ginseng further. So another really important thing is that there's really just not one ginseng. There's Asian ginseng, there's American or North American ginseng. It grows in both Canada and the United States, and that's different from Asian ginseng. So there's Asian ginseng, there's American ginseng, and then there are ginseng substitutes. So I'll just discuss three ginseng substitutes right now. One is widely used in Chinese medicine, and it's called Codonopsis danshan. So Codonopsis is probably used more in China than ginseng. Why? Because it's a substitute for ginseng and it's much less expensive. So in fact, even in China, Codonopsis is probably used more than ginseng. Ginseng is typically exported to wealthier countries in China. Uh, Another ginseng substitute is called eleuthero root. Now, we used to call eleuthero root Siberian ginseng. And so the first time I thought I got ginseng, I got Siberian ginseng or eleuthero root, and that's a different plant. It's a very far it's a relative of ginseng, but a very distant relative. It's like a three cousins twice removed type of relative to ginseng. But it does, eleuthero root does have ginseng-like effects. And due to politics, you're not supposed to call eleuthero root Siberian ginseng. You're supposed to call it eleuthero root. So bottom line is you can use ginseng, but you need to know, do I need Asian ginseng or do I need American ginseng? So interestingly enough, in Hong Kong, American ginseng is more popular than Asian ginseng, even though Hong Kong is in Asia, and that's because Hong Kong is actually like a very jungle type environment. It's a very tropical environment, and I saw all this at the City of Hong Kong Museum about 5 or 10 years ago, and so it's a jungle, but that's totally built up with skyscrapers and subways and all that kind of thing. But the bottom line is that it's very hot and very humid. And so what did I say about American ginseng? It's cooling. So people in hot environments need something cooling, and that's American ginseng. And in contrast, people in North America, particularly in upstate New York, Minnesota, or even the very cold regions of China, one of the cities is called Harbin. And in these areas, it's very, very cold. And so what do they need? Yes, Asian ginseng because it's warming. So North American ginseng, cooling, Asian ginseng warming. And so the point is that the reason that ginseng really needs to be prescribed is that if somebody who's hot takes Asian ginseng, their health might get a lot worse. And similarly, if somebody is very cool and they take American ginseng, it's not as bad, but it's not what their body really needs. And so we've talked a little bit about the energetic properties and that sort of thing. And I wanted to talk about maybe a few case studies or how I use ginseng. So I was recently diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, and one of the ways that ginseng just shines is in the treatment of fatigue disorders such as chronic fatigue syndrome. Now, if you really don't know what type of ginseng you need, whether you need Asian ginseng or North American ginseng, you're probably better off with a ginseng substitute because these substitutes like Codonopsis or eleuthero root are they're a lot cheaper and they're also more energetically balanced. They don't bring the body into one direction or the other. But me myself, I have a cold constitution. And so what kind of ginseng do I need? That's right. I need the warming or Asian ginseng. And then the other thing is, even though I take ginseng every day because of the chronic fatigue, I'm recovering from a bout of viral meningitis. And because I take it every day, I use it in combination. So the real secret of ginseng is from a purely Western reductionist mindset. They say, well, how could ginseng be good for cognitive, impotence, heart disease? You're crazy. It can't be good for all that. And the secret of ginseng is that ginseng it works however you can combine it. So if you combine it with herbs for heart disease, it's great for heart disease. If you combine it with herbs for fatigue, it's great for fatigue. You can even use it for insomnia if you know how to combine it. So every day I take ginseng, every week I'm modifying my prescription. And this is the value of Chinese medicine and acupuncture and going to see an acupuncturist who's trained in Chinese herbs because they should know the differences between uh, a- Western ginseng or North American ginseng and Asian ginseng. They also should know is ginseng appropriate for you and what herbs are best to help your condition with to combine with the ginseng. So the real secret of ginseng is use it under guidance of somebody who knows how to use ginseng. Now, these are typically acupuncturists who learn Chinese medicine. Some naturopaths actually know how to use ginseng, but they use it totally different. The Western naturopathic use of ginseng is more used as ginseng as an adaptogen, something that helps the body adapt to stress better. And they also see naturopaths also use ginseng because it's an adrenal supplement or adrenal tonic. And so naturopaths use ginseng more as a supplement, whereas Oriental medical doctors and people really versed in Chinese herbology really use ginseng as a medicine. But however you use it, please either know a lot about ginseng or see somebody who can give you some professional guidance. Because as I've mentioned, if you're really not sure, is this a good ginseng product or not a good ginseng product? Do I need one kind of ginseng or another kind of ginseng? Or I'm confused by all the claims, well, then maybe you're better off with a ginseng substitute. And I've mentioned the two. One is Codonopsis, which is widely used in Chinese medicine in both the United States and China and Europe as a substitute for ginseng. And then Eleuthero root, formerly known as Siberian ginseng. Well, this concludes today's podcast. Is ginseng worth it? And be sure to let us know what you think. Do you use ginseng? Have you ever used ginseng? Have you ever been confused about ginseng? I also want to say that we hope to offer some herb classes next year, and I'm going to have to charge for my time. We're going to try to keep the cost low. So, would you be interested in attending a healing herbs class? And we're really learning how to use herbs medicinally. This is particularly important if you're your own healer. So, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. For more information, please visit us at getwellfoundation.org.